Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little different on They Don't Advertise channel. We're going to cook some steaks at home, and we're going to try out a couple of different methods of tenderizing steak and see if we can get that fancy steakhouse taste at home. And Craig's going to test them for us and tell us how they are. So when we come back, we're going to be at the grocery store. We're just going to go to the local neighborhood market store, and we're going to pick some steaks out from whatever they have, and we're going to bring them back and cook them and see how they are. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Everywhere around you there are great places to eat, but you don't know about them. Some of them are fancy and some of them aren't. But one thing they all share in common is they don't advertise because they don't have to.
Okay, as usual, whenever I get to the store, everything is always picked over, and basically there's only two packages of steaks here. We have two different ones. We have what they call a premium choice, and then we got this over here. It doesn't even say what it is. It says, it doesn't really say it. It says USDA inspected. I don't see where it says it's choice or select or whatever, but usually people always leave behind the best steaks. So let's look at these. Look at the marbling of that meat. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I would say these aren't prime steaks, but they're not too far from being prime. And this is what you want. This nice marbling of fat. That's going to give you a really good tender steak, as opposed to this one over here. I mean, it's got some fat in it, but look at that. Look how lean that is. Very little fat. So that's not going to make a very good steak. So we're going to pick these two right here and give them a try and see how they work out. Okay guys, we are now back from the store, and we're here in the kitchen, and went ahead and bought all the steaks. I bought these. These are the ones that were the good steaks. These are the Angus choice with the nice marbling, and then I went ahead and bought those other two that basically I'm just going to call them ungraded because I'm not sure exactly what they were. They didn't really even say on the package. This one here doesn't look too bad. This one here is not as good. These are the two better steaks of the four. So we're going to do these a couple of different ways, and we're going to use a method that I use all the time on one of these steaks, and then I'm going to try out a new method on the other steak, and we'll go over all these. And then this is the kind of ungraded meat. We're going to treat that the way that I normally do, and then this one is just going to go back in the refrigerator, and we're just going to pull it out of the refrigerator and put it on the grill with all the rest of them, and then we will compare the differences between all of them. So I'm going to get these prepped up here, and then I'll show you what we did and how we do it, and so we'll be back in just a minute. Okay guys, I'm prepping these steaks. I've already shown you the steaks and everything. Over here in this pan, this is a new method I'm trying out today. I've never done this before. I've been curious about it, so what better time to try it than now. So I'm putting 4 sticks of butter in this pan, and we're going to get this butter up to about 80 degrees, and we're going to maintain the temperature there, and we're actually going to put our steaks in this butter. And we're going to hold the temperature on the steaks for about 30 minutes or so in this butter. And then I will show you what we're going to do with these other ones over here. And this is over here the way that I normally do things, so it's a little bit different than this whole butter process. All right, so these steaks over here, we're going to put this one in the butter over there, and then so I'm going to set it over here to the side. And this one is that ungraded meat. Don't really know what it is. This is the choice ribeye. It looked a little better to me, and so I just have this is just a baker's sheet with a rack in it. And one thing I do is I wash them and pat them dry, and put some kosher salt on them, both sides. And you're going to need a meat thermometer in order to do this the proper way. But after we get these salted, we're just going to let them sit here on the counter. And after they sit here about 30 minutes or so, I'll put a meat thermometer in them, and we want them to get up to, you know, 60 degrees or so, and then we'll do the next step and I'll show you what that is. So we'll come back in just a minute once this butter is melted and continue on with the process. Okay guys, we're about 15 or 20 minutes into this process, and I want to explain why we're doing what we're doing here. So these steaks have been sitting here on the counter for about 15 or 20 minutes, and right now I'm getting a reading of about 60 degrees, the internal temperature. And this butter is over here. It's about 90 degrees right now. And I haven't measured the internal temperature of the steak, but I'm going to assume it's getting close to the 90 degrees, and we may have to put it on the heat. Because what we want to do ultimately is we want to get these steaks the internal temperature between 80 and 120 degrees. And we want to keep them that temperature for about 20 to 30 minutes. And the reason we're doing that is because when we reach that temperature, we're going to activate enzymes that are in the meat. And those enzymes are going to begin to break these steaks down. It's kind of like a rapid aging process. And basically what's going to happen once we put these out on the grill is they're going to be super tender, and you're going to get a near prime steak flavor. I mean, it's not going to be like a Ruth's Chris steak, but it's going to be probably as close as you're going to get at home. We don't have an 1800 degree broiler here like they do, so we can't quite produce exactly what they do, but we're going to make our best attempt. Now these steaks sitting on the counter here, they're at 60 degrees, so once they get up to 70 degrees on this thermometer, these are going to go in the oven. And my oven is set at 170 degrees, and I'm going to leave the meat thermometer in. And we're going to watch the temperature, and we're going to try to maintain that 80 to 120 degree temperature range for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then once that's done, we're going to take these steaks out, and we're going to take this steak out of the butter, we're going to pat it dry, and then we're going to take them out to the grill. And we're going to get the grill as hot as we possibly can before we go out there, and we're going to finish them off on the grill. So we'll be back in just a few minutes and show you the rest of the process. Okay guys, it's been about 20 or 30 minutes now. These have been in the oven. So I'm going to recap what we did. These two steaks right here, they sat out on the counter until they were room temperature, and they were salted on both sides with this kosher salt. And once they got to room temperature, they went in the oven at 170 degrees, and they stayed in the oven for about 30 minutes or so. And I'm going to throw this asparagus in there while I'm talking. So this will be done. And then this one, this whole time, has been in this butter. And I measured the temperature on it. It's about 95 degrees inside. And I'm going to pull this out so you can see what this looks like. I'm going to put it on here as we're going to get this butter off. But you can see, I mean, this meat is like falling apart. I mean, it's, I think it's going to turn out pretty good. I've never tried this method before, so we're going to see how it works out. And I'm not really sure, since I've never done this before, you know, how salty it's going to be. So I'm just going to sprinkle it lightly with some salt. And then this steak here is the one that just came out of the refrigerator. Just straight out of the refrigerator. I put some salt on it. And we're just going to throw that one right on the grill with no prep at all. I'm going to put just a little bit of salt on this one, because I did use a salted butter. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're just experimenting with this one. But I mean, the meat is literally, I mean, it's like falling apart. You know, I could just rip this steak in half, so, with my bare hands. So that's pretty good. I mean, you compare that to these. These are about the same. I mean, look at that. You see how those pores are opened up in the meat? Look at that. And this is the less quality steak, and getting about the same result with this. But you can see that this is a much better quality piece of meat here. Okay, so the grill's outside going. It is at 600 degrees. So all 4 burners are on, going full blast. And once I put these on there, We're only gonna need to cook these about 4 or 5 minutes, and they're gonna be done. So when we come back, we're gonna be outside putting these on the grill. So we'll be back out there in just a second. The counter should start.
Action.
Okay guys, we're outside at the grill. It's gotten dark since we started this whole process, so we got a little lighting out here. Hopefully you can see me okay. I'm getting ready to open this up, and it is extremely hot. So I'm gonna be working pretty quick here to get these on. But we're gonna keep track of what goes where. So this is our steak that we got out of the fridge with no prep at all. This is our buttered steak. This is our, I'm gonna say, ungraded meat. Not sure what it was. This is our graded. This is our better graded steak. And the one that's the buttered steak, that was one of the better steaks as well. So we're doing a side-by-side comparison with those. It's not gonna take long at all for these to cook. Literally just a few minutes. So I'm gonna let these cook. I'll flip them here in a second. We're probably not gonna show you that part. And when we come back, I'm gonna have them on the plate in the kitchen, and we're gonna cut into these, and we're gonna see how good they are.
All right, guys, so this is the best part. Bob's been slaving away cooking this stuff. I'm salivating, I'm starving, so let's try each one of these individually. Let's see what we got here. Look at the juice. Look at the nice, look at the coloration on this. Look at that pink. That is really good. Really good. Really juicy, really tender. Not a lot of work to chew that up. I'm really impressed with this one so far. Now, this is the one that you hinted at is a little bit past medium. So this is more, you know, medium well done.
That's the one that was cooked in the butter first.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's good. It's not quite as good as this one, but it's good. It is. It's you know, you can tell the juiciness. There's not as much juiciness and stuff like that. Not quite as tender. Now the next one we're going to look at the coloration on that. That is nice. Look how pretty that is.
This is the cheap steak,
mm-hmm.
And it was just you know, brought to room temperature, covered in salt, and then brought up to the 80 to 120 degrees in the oven for 30 minutes or so.
Not bad. Not bad at all. That's really good. Not quite as good as this one. Still liking this one the best, but this is definitely better than this one. So the last one we're going to is the
straight out of the fridge.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Not too bad. With this particular steak, I wasn't expecting a whole lot though, because it went right from cold right to heat. You can tell there's kind of a toughness to it, kind of a harder chew. Not quite as delicious as you're going to get with this steak. Well, anyways, guys, this has been an amazing adventure. Thank you to Bob so much for doing this. And like I said, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. This is just kind of a deal we want to do as we go through all of our They Don't Advertise, because they don't have to going to different establishments and bringing all those experiences to you. We want to take time just to kind of reflect every now and then and do some at-home cooking and bring that to you guys as well, because we think that's kind of important, of how you can have unique experiences with your family and your friends at home. And we'll try to mimic more of the places that we go to. So, and don't forget, guys, we also do have a Facebook page, They Don't Advertise Facebook. So make sure you guys go in there and you like it, and make sure you keep up with that, because we'll also be doing promos for Facebook as well when we go to establishments. So anyways, thank you guys for watching so much, and like I said, hit the like button, and we're going to indulge and eat all the rest of this steak. So you guys have a wonderful night.